Okay, today we're going to talk about how to make a custom plate for mounting this spindle to the X box that I've put on my new CNC. And so what we're looking at is that little plate that holds between the Z box and the spindle. I'm going to show you how I do it. Stay tuned. So this is the 3D template that I printed, and the reason I like this method is I actually get to test this particular template on the machine and make sure that all the holes are spaced correctly, and believe me, it's needed. This was the third version of getting these hole spacings right, so it's a good idea to go ahead and print these. I printed them 3/8 of an inch thick so that I had good alignment of the drill bits. All right, in this step I'm going to attach the template that I 3D printed to the stock that I've cut to the overall dimensions on my table saw. And I'm going to do this with the blue tape method that you've probably seen before. It works really good for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is put blue tape on the stock so it will be able to be released. I don't want to permanently glue the template, obviously, to it. And then I'm going to tape the back side of the 3D printed part, and I'm going to glue them together with super glue, 2P10 actually. So get them good and stuck. And the first thing I'm going to do is put the 2P10 on the stock, and I'm going to take the activator and spray it on the back side of this. I'm not going to spray it over it though. I don't want to get it on it. So I've sprayed the back side of the template, and now I'm going to line them up and glue it on just like that. And that activator works very quickly. So at this point I have the two pieces glued together, and I'm going to punch these with my center punch just to be sure it's got a good place to start, but I don't think that's necessary. So this is the transfer punch I'm going to use. This is equivalent to 5mm, which is the size hole I need. So I'm just going to put them down in the hole and tap it a little bit just to give the drill something to kind of pull it into center, although I'm using the template as the main thing that's going to hold that bit exactly where I want it. But I'm just going to put this little hole transfer, tap it down until I get it to the metal, and just give it a tap. I'm going to do that for all these holes. Okay, so I have them all transfer punched, and just for those of you that are wondering how I transfer punched them with for a 5mm, that is equivalent to basically 15/64, which is the transfer punch I used. So now I'm going to take this piece over to the drill press with 15/64 drill bit, and then in the center one is a 3/8 because I'm going to use a dowel, 3/8 inch steel dowel to give me a pivot point for this particular plate for any fine adjustments. So I'm going to take this to the drill press and drill these holes out. Okay, so I'm with the drill press. I've got my 15/64 bit put in here for 5mm hole. I'm going to put a little bit of cutting fluid in each hole, one at a time, and then just drill a hole out. Notice I let the bit center it in the template. Okay, got all those holes drilled, came through real nice and clean. I'm going to countersink these holes for Phillips head that I need to be flush with it, and then this template will be done. Okay, I'm countersinking these, but basically I just got a 45-inch countersink, and I've got this depth stop set so that it'll go to the pieces I need it to. just kind of taking one of those little holes. Just to give you an idea here, so countersunk these holes for these little 45 Phillips head screws, and they're sitting just a little bit below the surface so that when the spindle sits on this opposite side and attaches to the Z-box, it'll be flush. Okay, one other thing that I need to do is this 3/8 inch hole is for a dowel for the setting the tram on the spindle. So I'm going to just, I drilled it a little bit undersized, and I'm going to ream it out so that it's a perfect fit for that 3/8 inch spindle or dowel nut. Now I just need to separate these two pieces, get a little screwdriver in there, pulls right off. Take both pieces of tape off. And we have one template that is ready to be fitted. Okay guys, here's the true test. This is the plate, and this is the Z-box it has to fit to. And it looks like it's a good fit so far. Perfect so far. Oh yeah. So this particular mating surface is just perfect. All those holes lined up perfectly. Now the next step is to make sure that it fits the spindle, which is the next step, and then get the dowel mounted and put this thing up on the CNC. Okay guys, plate fits the spindle just perfectly. Gonna get all these screws in, mounted, and this project will be done. Okay guys, this is all mounted up, ready for a drag train.